if you haven't been to a Coach store recently, let me be the first to tell you that Coach is now blurring the lines between outlet and retail. Now, for the purposes of this video, when I say Coach retail, I'm referring to the boutique, the full price stores. I might interchange from time to time between Coach retail and Coach boutique, but I'm sure more often than not, I'm going to be saying Coach retail. Now, the outlet is outlet. If you don't know the distinction, Coach outlet sells lower priced, but they are made for factory items, and they also sell old season, excess stock, retail items at a discount. Now, Coach retail, aka the boutique, aka Coach New York, sells their full price designer items, which from time to time go on sale when they have a sale. Next one coming up should be Black Friday sales. And then when they are done with particular season and need to bring out new stock, if they have leftover, if they have something that didn't sell, they will move from the retail store, that item, to the outlet store. That is what it used to be. I have noticed within the last year, and I've heard about this from a couple of other people as well, that Coach has started introducing or selling in their outlet stores retail items. And this I saw for myself a few weeks ago when I went to my outlet. And I hadn't been to my outlet in a while, and most of the times when I go to my outlet store, I see the outlet items, and then in the back, on the back shelves, I see boutique or retail items that have been discounted. I did begin to notice that the discount was getting ridiculously higher, whereas in the past, and I bought my first Coach retail bags from the outlet for like 50% off or even 60% off. That's how well discounted they were, right? Clearance price. But now, if you go to the outlet, you'll find boutique items for 30% off. And I'm like, that is even worse than a semi-annual sale at the retail store. So like, what are you guys doing? So the discount price of retail items at the outlet is one of the things that I've noticed about Coach these days. And then there are a few other things I'm going to talk about in this video as well. But before then, I'd like to ask you guys, if there's anything that you have noticed where Coach is beginning to blur those lines between outlet and retail, let me know in the comments below. Hi guys, it's Timmy with YellowSparksJoy. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I like to talk about fashion and lifestyle, particularly handbags. So if you like those kinds of things, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the tiny notification bell beside the subscribe button so you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. Now, like I said, I was at the outlet store a few weeks ago, and in addition to the 30% off clearance retail items that I noticed, I also noticed front and center in the store, as I walked in the middle of the store, were retail bags. At Coach outlet, retail bags. And if you haven't watched that shop with me, I'll link it in the description box below so you can go and take a look. I showed some of the retail bags that they had. They had the Times Square tabby. They had a couple other tabbies as well. The SA told me that they had the Brooklyn, and it had flown off their shelves like that at full price. Now, these are retail bags that are not discounted. They're not in the back. They're not 30, 40, 50% off. They are being sold at full price at a store that is called an outlet store. First time I've ever seen it happen. And you know, at first when I had heard of this happening, it really didn't make sense to me. But then when I went to the store and I was talking to the SA, she said, look, how many people come to Cross Iron Mills that are non-local? Tourists flock to Cross Iron Mills every day because when they're in the area, this is the mall they shop at. Versus the other mall, Chinook Mall, where the retail store is, most of the people who go there are the locals. And if tourists had to choose between both malls, they will come to Cross Iron Mills first. And that is where they have high volume of customers come in. So it only makes sense for Coach to try to push and promote their higher selling in value, not in volume, their higher selling items, aka their retail items at the outlet store, because these people who are shopping at the outlet are not going to have time. They're on a short timeline, right? They're visiting the city. They're not going to have time to go all the way to the retail store and buy it there. They may never even know it exists. There are quite a number of people who do not know that Coach has two different types of stores. They have no idea between what is outlet and what is retail. So the only way Coach can get all of these items in their face is if they sell both items in both stores. And yes, I have heard that there are some outlet items now in retail stores. I've heard this, I've seen it on Facebook posts online, that if you go to some retail stores now, you can find certain higher requested outlet bags at the retail store and charms. Charms are the most popular items, and SLGs from the outlet that are being sold now at the retail store. So weird, isn't it? It makes sense from a business angle to put your best, and the SA told me that the things that they get at the outlet, they don't get everything retail, they get the things that are very popular. It makes business sense to put all of your items in one place where you get most of your customers so they can see everything at once, because they might not know something else exists otherwise. There are also some people that wouldn't even go into a retail store because they're like, it's retail, I can get a better bargain from an outlet store, not knowing that even the retail value of Coach bags is very avoidable from a luxury designer standpoint. But if they see these bags and fall in love with them at the outlet store, there's a higher chance that they will buy them for the price. But if they don't know that it exists, they're not even going to go looking for it in the first place. And the same thing for people who shop retail only. If they go to the retail store thinking, I'm never going to shop outlet, it's low quality, but then they go to the retail store and see some higher quality outlet items, and they do have them. Like I said, Coach outlet quality is not bad at all. But if you don't know, you don't know. So if they put some of the outlet pieces at the retail store and their retail customers walk in and see these bags, they're more likely to buy them there, right? Because they see them, they feel them, they fall in love with them, they buy them. So it definitely makes business sense to do it this way, which is probably why on the websites, so we've talked about the physical stores and how they're blurring the lines and they're selling each item everywhere. But even online, if you go to the Coach outlet website, in particular Canada and the US, and scroll through, you will see a lot of retail bags on the website. You will see a lot of Coachtopia bags on the website, and you're not in the Coachtopia site, you're not in the retail site, you're in the outlet site. And you're scrolling through the Terrys and the Mollys and the Rowans, boom, you hit a Tabby, boom, you hit a Cassie, right? And not just that, last month I noticed that on the Coach USA website, they have Coach and Coach outlets. They had Coach and Coach outlets. So like how they had a Coach tab and a Coachtopia tab, so you could toggle between both, they had, as at last month, a Coach tab and a Coach outlet tab, so you could flip between both on one screen. They've now removed that. I don't know why. It was never on the Canadian website like that though, but it was on the US website. They've removed that and it's now back to Coach and Coachtopia. I'm wondering if they were just testing it, and I wonder what the results of that test were, if they're going to come back to that or if they're abandoning it entirely. So apart from all these other things that I've mentioned, retail bags not having very high discounts at the outlet, retail bags being sold full price at the outlet, and outlet items being sold at retail stores. These three things, in addition to what is going on the website, cross-selling of all the items and Coach testing, if that's what they're doing, being able to switch from one website to the other. Besides all of these things, in case you haven't noticed, the prices at Coach outlets are steadily increasing. When I first started shopping Coach and shopping Coach seriously, I used to be able to buy a Terry on discount for about 120 Canadian dollars when it was a clearance for like 50%, 60% off clearance. It was good. These days, I cannot buy a Terry on clearance for less than 140. When it first comes out, it's 250 this, 270 that for a Terry. Same thing with the Mollys, and those are the two bags I used to buy a lot of. But I've noticed a gradual, small, but it's happening gradually, increase in the prices on the outlet. And a lot of people have confirmed this, where new items are released at Coach outlet and people are like, that is how much for what? Like, when the Coach outlet prices become this high, it's not, like I said, it's good value for money. This is what I always say, like compared to other designer brands, contemporary and luxury, Coach is good value for money, no doubt. But because we've been shopping Coach for a while and we've seen how much things used to be and we see how much they are now, we're able to say for a fact that there's been a price increase, which leads me to believe that Tapestry, the owners of Coach, are trying to close the gap between Coach outlet and Coach retail so that they are then able to sell all items from both places in one. Which is why I believe when someone made a comment on Facebook recently, and I didn't screenshot that comment or anything like that, and I can't find it, but someone said Coach is moving towards a Coach one model. And what that tells me is that they're going to do away with the outlet and they're going to have just one store. Comment below and let me know if you think that that is going to eventually happen. I mean, I know they have it in some countries, particularly in Asia. There's no outlet, there's no boutique, it's just one Coach. So do you think we're going to see that happen in North America anytime soon? That's my question to you guys. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know if you have experienced personally these things that I've talked about in this video today. What are your thoughts on Tapestry gradually blurring the lines, where very soon we may not be able to distinguish between both anymore, or we may not even have a Coach outlet at all? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and I will see you in this one. Bye.